It's deer season in America, and in this video we have one simple objective. Hunt all around the US, Texas, Kentucky, Florida, and even Wisconsin in hopes to find the biggest deer possible. We're going to be using both rifles and bow and arrow, so let's get straight on into it. Our first stop, Texas. Now, as you can see, we're in the desert here. We're in the deserty parts of Texas. That's going to make it a little bit different than whenever we're hunting deer in Kentucky, Florida, and even Wisconsin. But before we do anything, we got to make sure we have the right loadout. We need the right guns if we're hunting deer. Corn, man. That's a good one right there. But I think I'm actually going with the Buck Stops Here loadout, which we created last year, with a 270, a recurve bow, and an AR-10. What am I doing here? I don't know if I like this loadout or not. I think I'm switching it, because that ain't what I deer hunt with. Put it up, put it up. And if you guys like this episode, next video, we'll come in here and do the top 5 deer hunting rifles. I'm actually a pretty big fan of 308. That's what I'm using this year. And when I'm not using that, I'm gonna be using my compound bow. But I know that a lot of people use a 30-30, so we'll go ahead and pick that one up too, even though it's terrible in the game. For lures, we have the rattling antlers, snort wheeze, grunt call, and deer bleat. So we should be good to go there. Shouldn't be much else we need. So without further ado, let's actually head on to our first location. I've actually got a feeder set up and a blind that we should be able to sneak right into, and there's some pretty big bucks up here. Okay, our objective in this video is to get the biggest buck possible. And we're actually going to be starting off with a bow and arrow. Probably. We'll see how far the animal gets. All right, now here's the game plan. We actually need to sneak down from our tent around the mountain to hop up in this blind where we should actually have a good shot at the feeder. So let's go ahead and do that. You can see that with it being pretty deserty like this, there's not exactly a whole lot of food around. Or at least there's not much grass, there's not much corn. They got little stuff like this that they can chew on, which they will, but that's one reason why our corn feeder is actually going to be pretty effective. And we also have a chance to bring in mule deer, which we may shoot one, but I'm not going to count it towards the goal. I also may count a bighorn sheep, because in this exact area, they're pretty overpopulated, and the rancher wants us to kill as many as possible, because they don't like them or something. I don't know. But yeah, my feeder should be full, so I'd say we got some pretty good deer coming in. Yep, there goes one right there. I couldn't hardly see what that was. It's a whitetail, ain't it? I don't know. We went over the other side. It's okay. I'm sure he'll be back. We're going to slip into this blind right here. By golly, we're going to lay something down. First things first, though, we just try and get on the board. Oh, yeah, look at this blind, dude. This is a good setup right here. Here, let me hop in. Yep. And then we should have a pretty great view. 26 yards to the feeder. From here, we're just going to hang tight. Hey, if you ain't baiting, you're waiting. And if you are baiting, you're also waiting. All right, guys, we've been sitting here a pretty good while. Which, you know, that's kind of how it goes whenever you're working over a feeder. You're kind of just sitting and watching and waiting. But while I'm doing this, I want y'all to comment below. How do you guys deer hunt? Like, what's your style? Do you go out and you spot and stalk? Or do you put out some corn and sit over it? Or are you, like, sitting over, like, a bedding area or something like that? A water hole, maybe? Let me know what you guys actually do. Because I'll tell you what I do. Hold up, there's something behind us. There's a mule deer back here. I can't see him, but he's caught our wind, and he's not wanting to come in closer. I wasn't really expecting mule deer to come from this way, but, I mean, in a situation like this, here's what I'll show you what I usually do. Ain't nothing coming in, I do this right here. Bam. I'm playing like Angry Birds or something. Or the one with the motorcycles, where you're trying to race the ghost motorcycle. Anyways, yeah, that mule deer just took off. I don't know if we're going to do much good right here right now. I don't know what it is exactly or what's going on, but shoot. I think we head on to Florida, honestly. I mean, we'll come back. This stand will obviously be here when we get back. We'll give it more time for the deer to find it. But in the meantime, we're going to Florida, okay? We're going to see if we can get on some big Florida deer. Now, I will say this Florida tactic that we're going to be doing is a little bit different. We're not going to be hunting in one spot. We're actually just going to be walking around until we see something. That's probably why we're going to end up doing it with the 308 to get it done. I don't know if we're going to be able to sneak into bow range of a big old whitetail. There should be some fields over here. If we can generally sneak over there and see the field before they see us, I think we can take a shot and snipe one. These Florida deer may not be as big as we're hoping, as in some of the other places we're going to go, but there's still a chance for there to be a good one. I was really surprised the Texas deer didn't show up. I really thought they were going to show up, but hey, you can't make them show up every time. We got about an hour and a half until dark. Hold up, right here's something. Some turkeys. We're not too worried about turkeys. But you can see how we got a lot of pine trees, a lot of timber like this right here, but it should open up to fields, and that's where I'm really hoping to see a lot of the deer. We'll see what kind of tracks these are. They may tell us something. Turkey tracks. That's all right. And there they go, right there flying through the air, I guess. Pretty cool to see turkeys whenever you're deer hunting, no matter where you're at. But this place we're actually on, this is actually my cousin's property. He don't really hunt that much. He runs a car dealership, so he just has a bunch of land. He don't really hunt it, so I just drive down every year and hunt it down there in Florida. So he said shoot whatever we want to. I think we get like $1 or $2. I ain't even sure. I'll figure it out whenever I shoot the first one, I guess. I know we can at least kill one. But yeah, he's been saying he's been seeing them down here in this field whenever he's been playing football. I don't talk to him that much. That's the thing, guys. I don't really talk to him. I mean, I know him good enough to ask him if I can deer hunt. I know that, but I don't, it's whatever. Anyways, we got a bunch of deer down here. It looks like they're bedding, but they're also feeding. And it looks like they're probably going to be just out of the wood line, which means we should probably crouch down because there's probably more deer. You can see it kind of opens up right there, but we may be able to use this timber to our advantage to actually get close in before we actually need to take a shot. Like that right there, that's not a big one. It's not. Not even that one's a giant. I mean, it's a shooter for sure. I'll shoot a lot of things. There goes a gray fox. Over there's a big old deer. That may be one we want to shoot. I think we're going to go ahead and crouch. We're just going to try to move in as slow as possible. If they start getting spooky, bro, the 308's coming up. We may smack one. But if they let us get close enough, this may be a really good shot for the 30-30. But this is just going to be a nice, slow stalk. Real quick, I'll let you guys know how my deer season's going. I've not shot anything. It's okay. So, there's that. But let me show you this. Let me show you what I passed up. Okay. I passed him up. So, I mean, he has antlers. KG practiced some serious restraint right there, but I did indeed pass him up. So, maybe we're hoping for a bigger one. Maybe we're holding out for something that just don't exist, but that's okay. Oh, yeah, now we're getting closer. Looks like some of the bigger bucks is actually further away. No, that's a good one. We'll take that one right there. I can't hardly... Oh my gosh, there's a bear too. Oh, I forgot there were bear in Florida. Yeah, that's very true. There are indeed bear in Florida. And they just actually opened up a bear season. We should do that. We should hunt them. There goes a waddling turkey. Not worried about that though. Trying to figure out which deer we need to try to get. That one out there has a potential of 190 something. That one's just 166. That one's 202. But there was a good one back there, which was pretty nice. I need to get him as he raises his head up. That one, 192. So really, this one is our biggest buck that I see so far. And we are currently only 67 yards away. What a number. Tell you what, dude. Oh my gosh. This may be a perfect shot for the 30-30. I really want to shoot one with the 30-30. And I know it's one of the weakest guns we got, but oh my gosh. Let's see if I can get within 50 yards. If I can get within 50 yards, that'll be a stalk. First of all, oh no, he's actually 80. So I misjudged that. I must have ranged to the bush in front of him. That's something you gotta be real careful of whenever you're bow hunting. You don't accidentally like range the bush in front of it. Oh my gosh, he's about to do something. I'm gonna have to take that shot. I'm gonna have to take that shot soon. Oh my gosh, this ain't working good for us. Dude, I smoked him. I smoked him. I think I smoked him. With the 30-30, dude. I let it eat. That's a good one, too. It's definitely the biggest deer I've ever killed in my life. I've only killed like 3 bucks. That's terrible. Cut that out. That's embarrassing. But boom, I think we actually did smoke him right there. With the 30-30, which isn't the easiest thing. Because I didn't even put a scope on this thing. Yeah, I mean, he's going down. He's probably didn't even make it down to the water. Our Florida deer, which was expected to be the smallest deer, actually could be one of our biggest ones we work with in this video. Actually. Like, that's a big old deer. He weighed 175 pounds. We'll try to remember that. I doubt I can. And it looks like he's a what pointer? How many points this dude got? Let's go to the true score and let's see. He true scored out to be a 175. So not mad about that. Number of tines, a 10 pointer with a 175 score. Someone write that down. I don't have a pen, and save that for later. Let's get out of here, buddy. Let's actually go to Kentucky, which this part of Kentucky has moose on it, but we're going to pretend they're not there. Welcome to Kentucky. It is perfect timing. The rut is on, and I have a spot that I want to hunt. It's got food plots on it, and by golly, I've done got a tree stand put up. The only thing about it, we might have to change the time. I'm trying to go to a food plot, okay? A farmer's field that has white-tailed deer in it. I'm trying to figure out where they like to eat and why, you know? So right here, we should be able to hunt pretty much right in some of these fields, it says their feed time is 16 to 20. I'll tell you what, this dude's got a heck of a food plot up here. I think our objective is going to be try to get in this stand, try to just hunt it just like that. I think that's going to be our best bet. That's the deer we want. I don't know if we can get it, but that's the deer we want. Now, a big thing with deer hunting is actually your wind, because their nose is so strong. You got to make sure that your wind is not blowing towards the deer, because if they are and they smell you, they're not going to be coming in. I was just looking at it right here. I think our wind direction might be okay, but I do need to sneak in, because even if the deer, uh-oh, there goes a gray fox, because even if the deer hear me going in, that's also not going to work. There goes a bobcat. Okay, we've seen a bobcat in this field and a gray fox. If I can just walk this road nice and slow, get up in the stand, and then maybe hit the call a little bit to try to bring some into the food plot, I think we'll be okay. Or at least that's the game plan. Game plans are meant to be the idea, not the final thing. Okay, probably. Maybe. Game plans mainly just give me something to get excited about because they rarely actually work. But anyways, we've almost made it to the blind. This is a pretty nice blind. Oh yeah, look at that. And I'm looking in the field as we're walking up. I'm not seeing any deer, but I definitely don't think that means there won't be any. I'm going to hop up in this blind. It should be really sweet. And it'll also give me a little more elevation, so maybe I look out in the field now and end up seeing deer. But I don't think I do just yet, but that's not necessarily a terrible thing. Let me just hit some of these calls, and we'll sit here for a second, and we'll see if we can get some of the deer to come in. If I can't get no deer to come in, hey, I may put me up a feeder over here and then come back later. Because if there's one thing better than a food plot, it's a food plot with a deer feeder in it. Okay? You picking up what I'm putting down? Also in the comments, I want you guys to tell me, how's your deer season going so far? I've went hunting. I've not been able to kill anything yet, but I know that a lot of you guys have. So let me know how you've been doing. And in the meantime, I'm just going to be watching this field and hoping that a big old buck pops out. And who knows, they may not be here right now. But that's just the name of the game. We're just going to hang out here and wait. Oh my gosh. There's a turkey right here. We need to take that thing. It's fall turkey season. Let's see where this thing's at. Oh yeah. Let's smoke it. We got the bow. It's okay. One good thing about the bow, it shouldn't make much noise. So as long as we can get over here and we can see this turkey and shoot it, we should be okay. I want them to get out into the field though. I think they're having a really hard time getting over the wall. If I could get them to come into the field, I'd take them. Yeah, they just can't figure out how to get over this little rock wall. It's kind of sad, isn't it? Let me hit this deer bleat one more time. See if we can get some deer coming in. And then I think I may just try to pop one of these turkeys with the bow. They're not sitting still, though. Still smoked him. Ooh, I don't know if I got him or not. I sent 2 arrows, though. So before we climb down or after we climb down, we'll head on over there and see if we can't find some. But man, this food plot, it is not looking the way we was hoping it would. I just don't know if there's a lot of deer here right now, and that's not really a big problem. I tell you where I did see some deer, though. I think it was actually right here, so I think we're going to put our sights right here. Let me go ahead and hop down. I'm going to see if I can pick up this turkey or turkeys. I don't know how many I killed. And then I think we're going to jump across the map because there has been some deer feeding over there, and they've been seeing some pretty big ones, too. I don't know if I killed 1 or 2 turkeys. I know I killed 1, and it looks like that's all I got. Yep, I got this turkey. Ended up hitting him pretty good. Well, good enough in the neck. He was constantly moving. And then right here, I'll go ahead and claim this arrow. But now, before it gets too dark, we're actually going to head way over here and see if we can't drop a big buck with a rifle. If they're just out feeding in the field, I think we have a pretty good chance of just throwing up the rifle and shooting one. But if they're more in the woods, this may take more time. May have to put up some dedicated feeders and stuff. And if we have to, that's okay. That's okay. We can make that work. We may just have to set them up and then come later, you know. Yep, there goes a big moose. There goes another big moose and another big moose. And typically, this is actually the field. Another big moose. Guys, I'm looking in this field. I'm not seeing any whitetails. Usually, there's a good bit of whitetails in that field, but there's just not right now. I'm not sure. Let me take a look around in some of these other fields. We may have to start setting up feeders and making it work like that. Update, guys, we're making some changes. We're making some changes that should come into play later. Coming into storage, we are abandoning the buck stops here and instead going into my corn man loadout, where we're not only going to need a box feeder, which we're going to be setting up, but we're also going to need a tree stand because I plan on putting up a really sweet tree stand right here, and I think we should be able to do it. Now, I'm thinking right here, edge of dark, what I do is I slip over into this field right over here where the deer should have been. This big old food plot. But the deer weren't there. We're gonna spice it up with a little bit of a deer feeder. First, I'll go ahead and hang this tree stand. I wanna hang it on a good tree that gives me a lot of visibility over the field. Because although I am gonna be hunting out of a tree stand and over a feeder, I'm still gonna be hunting this as a rifle stand. So I also wanna get this tree as high as possible with as much visibility as possible. So I'll put it up there. Let's go ahead and enter it and we'll see how much of this field. We wanna be able to see a lot. Because with a rifle, if you can see it, you can shoot it. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. This little tree is in the way, but like, man, dude, look. If I put that feeder way out there, it's gonna be a long shot. It is. But I can get in here without the deer knowing I'm here. And that's what's gonna make it pretty special. And if I want to, I can always scoot the feeder closer later. But as for right now, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna set up this feeder really far away. It's kind of like that cushion of how close can you get to deer without them running away. The further that cushion is, especially with a rifle, the better off you're going to end up being. And it looks like I got some deer fleeing right over here. So apparently if I would have just looked up, I probably would have seen them. I want to be far enough away from the tree stand so I can comfortably enter and exit. And I don't want my feeder to tip over, so there. That's going to be pretty good. And now I got to fill it up with some kind of feed. This is the downside of feeders. They do take money and a lot of maintenance to fix up. So now I have my tree stand here, my house here, my thing here, and we're actually going to go back. We're going to take a nap. We're going to sleep through the entire day, and we're just going to come out tomorrow. This is actually my other cousin's property, so he don't care either. He's not even home this weekend. He said just take the house to myself. So, okay. We're actually going to sleep all the way up until tomorrow. It's time to hibernate. All right, good morning, guys. Let's go sit up in a tree stand and see if we can kill a deer. My tree stand's close, my feeder's far, but the deer should be coming. And that's what we want. All right, nice little tree stand. Let's go ahead and hop up in there. We'll use our binoculars and see if there's anything at the feeder. Oh yeah, baby. We've already got a lot of moose at the feeder, and I'm not even sure what to do about it. Oh, there's one good moose. My 308, I think, could take it out, but I'm really more... Oh, there's two big moose. I'm actually more interested in the deer. And right there they are. So it looks like the white-tailed deer are starting to come out of the woods. Let's just sit right here. Right now it's about a 200-yard shot, which isn't that big a deal. Not that too far away. Over there's some does. That's a big deer. That's the biggest deer we've seen so far, and we're in the mountains of Kentucky right now. Represent. So it looks like we may have to thread the needle right here because we've got some deer and we've got moose on the same feeder. And I'm not really sure how the deer are going to react to it, especially with some of these bigger moose, because there's a couple big moose right here. A couple shooters for sure. And that one's actually bedding, which is so weird. Oh my gosh, that's a giant. Dude, that is a giant buck. That's by far the biggest one we saw. That one has 198. That one has like a 148 potential. He's far away though. He's 200-yard shot, but that is so takeable. And that feeder was able to bring him out. So I think this was a pretty good placement for a feeder. It was nice because I set it far enough away that I could actually get in my stand and the deer not even have a problem with it. So I was pretty able to get in here. I think I'm going to give it a couple more seconds. I'm not going to give it long. And I think I'm probably going to take that deer right there. All right, let's range it. It's 198 yards. Oh, I've only got the 7 mil. I didn't switch back to my deer hunting loadout. The good thing is it doesn't matter because this gun is perfect for taking them. Smoked him. Oh, I should have took one of those moose. Oh, wait, back there. I shot at one. I don't know if I hit it or not. That's okay. I think we killed the deer we were after. That's for sure. Let's hop on down, dude. That's crazy. We didn't even have the right gun. This is not even the gun I was planning on using. I forgot to switch my loadout. But hey, hop up in the stand, 7 mil, bang! Snap the thing over a corn pile. That's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, son, that's a big one right there. That is a monster deer. Look at that thing. He's a gold, which is really good. It ended up dropping perfectly, but it didn't penetrate to both lungs, so that's definitely something to think about. But as for the true score, he is 218. Number of tines, 14 pointer, and he's a crazy looking one too. I would call that a big success. His true score is 218. and his trophy rating is also 218. I don't know if that's the same thing or not, but as of right now, Kentucky definitely has the lead. It beat the 175 Florida deer pretty bad. But let's actually switch maps. We've still got Texas, which has some absolute giants. Let's show up. Let's go sit in the blind. It might just be time that a big old whitetail wants through. All right, guys, I'm on my way to my blind, but I've like, oh, come on. I didn't stinking switch my loadout again. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. I snuck all this way and didn't even switch out my loadout. I was gonna bow hunt from this spot. And now I've got a crazy little mule deer doe bedded 25 yards from me. Dude, this is crazy. I was really hoping to do this with the bow with the blind, but I ain't going back. Hey, hush. We got some more deer though, so we may be okay. We got some deer bedded. Here's the thing though, guys. I really don't know if I can get in the blind. I may just have to go prone and make a shot. I don't even have the bow and arrow, so it's not even gonna make that big a difference. I'm watching the ones, and they're bedded at the feeder, which is kind of crazy. And it looks like we don't have a ton of huge quality deer, but I think the best one's probably gonna be that 193. Oh my gosh, that mule deer got right on top of me. Guys, I don't know. Let's see, what is that? That's a whitetail deer. We've got some bedded at the feeder, but man, I just don't know. That deer stood up, that deer's standing up. I gotta go down. We gotta make something happen pretty quick. I'd hate to just blast one with a 7 mil again, but I mean, I will if I have to. I'm just looking out and I'm not really seeing any other bucks here. I think we just do what we gotta do. This ain't gonna be much of a shot, but... That's crazy, man. I was really hoping to get on a big old Texas whitetail from a blind, but it just did not work that way. Next place I go, remind me that I absolutely need to switch my loadout because that is not gonna work. I can't keep doing that. As for the feeder, how much feed does it have? It's got 94%. It's got a ton of feed. But yeah, I dropped that buck right here. It didn't go hardly anywhere. And it ended up scoring a 174. So, surprise, I think if we hunted around a lot, I think we could get a bigger deer in Texas right here. But as of right now, the Kentucky, what was it, 214 or something? Still has the lead. And the Texas deer is actually last, right behind the 175 Florida deer. So before we do anything, we need to go, and we are going to Wisconsin. If there's gonna be snow here, it's pretty cold, and I don't know what gun we're actually gonna be using. I thought we was gonna be using a bow and arrow on that shot. I'm not really sure how this is gonna go. But stay tuned, Wisconsin's crazy. We have some extreme crazy chances for some big old deer. I've just got to look around. There's pronghorn, there's bison. This may or may not actually be Wisconsin, but I've never been to Wisconsin, so it might be close. I don't know. We got to switch out our loadout, 100%. Yeah, the more I look at this, I don't know. Maybe this isn't exactly Wisconsin, but hey, it looks cool. We need to not only change our loadout, now we need to change the time, because I think we can probably get some of these drinking. We've not actually hunted any over a water hole, but if we come in here and change this to what, 9:55, I think we should have a pretty good chance of catching some while they're trying to drink water. And if we do that, we might be able to get close enough to actually take them with a bow. So let's see. Right down here is a lot of water holes, and our wind is terrible. That's not what we wanted to see, was it? And I'm also looking around. I'm not seeing any deer yet. Let's just hang around right here. We may end up seeing some deer start moving to the water holes or to the creek. And from there, we'll make a game plan. We'll see if we can find one we want to go after and then figure out how to get him. This is the last place on our journey to find the biggest whitetail. So far, we got the 174 in Texas. Not happy about how that one turned out, but it's the best we could do. We moved on to a 175 in Florida with the 30-30. Not mad about that at all. But then with the 214 in Kentucky, that was a stud. Okay. And last up on our list, we have Wisconsin / UP and Michigan, whatever that means. I think we have a chance, boys. I think we have a chance right here. Whoa, way out there, I just glassed a black bear. Sometimes when you change the time, you got to give the animals time to actually move out to the places. So I wouldn't be surprised as we're glassing right here, we don't see some big deer poke out of the woods and actually start making their way to the water. What the heck was that? What the heck was that? A bear? Eat my 30-30, you bear. I about had to take him for self-defense. I'll let him go, though. Oh, son, I about died by gravity. Oh, gosh, there's another bear. Get down, get down. Just get down. I'm seeing all kinds of bears. I ain't seeing no whitetails, though. I know there's big whitetails up here. We just got to find them. That's all it is. We just got to find them. All right, guys, I'm going to be honest. We are kind of struggling to find a whitetail deer at all. At all. I mean, we've seen bears. Way over there, I've spotted some Manitoban elk, and they are big. But as for the whitetail deer, I'm going to be honest, I've been struggling a little bit. And that brings me to the reason we're actually doing this video. It's because it's actually deer season in America. And with deer season being here, I know that a lot of you guys are deer hunting. And whether you guys are bow hunting where you don't need orange, you can get bundles like this with the backpack, or even this one with the KG pocket knife, the hat, the bracelet kit, and the shirt. Or what I've been wearing is actually the Hunter's Orange bundle, where you get the orange hat, you get the OG orange KG pocket knife, and then you get a bracelet set free with that too. So although I'm not having the most luck hunting in Wisconsin for deer, if you guys want to get ready for deer season, or even the ending part of deer season, you still have time to grab this bundle and get a few of these things so you can wear them out hunting. And like I mentioned, if you guys don't have to wear orange, or you're just getting ready for bow season, you may want something like the backpack bundle, or one of these bundles to where you don't have to wear orange. If you're interested in any of that, it's KendallGrayOutdoors.com or the first link in the description. But man, these deer are not cooperating with me at all. Not only that, but it's kind of like a maze just to get around all this stuff. And I'm not really sure where I'm going to have to go to find a whitetail deer. That shows how much I've hunted in Wisconsin. Okay, I don't really come to this map that much. But we're going to have to figure out something. I think we're going to move up here instead. I think we should have a decent chance up here at that big river. Man, we're going to have to fingers crossed and hope for the best. But so far, I think Kentucky's got the lead. Oh man, there's whitetails fleeing right now. Wow, that was close. I think if we head down to the river, that's where our best chances are going to be. Hold up. Did I almost forget to change my loadout again? Hold up. No. All right, never mind. I changed to the right loadout. My bad. I was about to say, I love the 7mm. I'm sure it's killed a lot of deer. I'm sure a lot of you guys killed deer with it. But I don't want to kill another deer with it. I've done killed 2. I want to try something different. I'd love to get one with a bow and arrow. I just don't know if that's going to work. But if y'all want to see us kill some deer with cool weapons, you're going to want to come back next video and subscribe if you're not ready. I have a pretty cool idea. We're going to kill a lot of deer with a lot of cool stuff. And we're actually going to be recreating some of my deer hunting videos on my main channel. Right here, I'm still working with moose tracks. It is the deer family, but not exactly the deer family we're looking for. There's Manitoban elk, also the deer family, but not the deer family we're looking for. Once we get down this water, we're going to start seeing some deer. I have a good feeling about it. Right here, we got some dusky grouse. That ain't no deer. Can't put your buck tag on that. Gray wolf. Ooh, I didn't know we had them here. That reminds me, there are places where whitetail deer are still hunted by wolves. Not in Kentucky, not in Texas, not in Florida, but up in Wisconsin, I believe there are some wolves that actually do hunt the deer, which could be a reason why they seem to be so spooky on this map. Because they're being hunted for a lot more than just people. Year-round pressure, too. In Kentucky, we have coyotes, but they really don't do that much to an adult deer. I'm sure they could if they really tried, but realistically, deer are only pressured by hunters and humans. So they're not as spooky as they may be somewhere where wolves are hunting them. All right, we've made it down to the water. We're just not seeing the deer part. Wow. No shot. We found the deer and they found us too. And they just fled. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, come on. Well, we seen a whitetail. That's a good sign. I think there was a buck with her, but we totally just let it get away. And right there goes the doe. We're not super interested in does anyway, so I'm not that mad about it, but it's unfortunate. I'm pretty sure there was a buck with her and we spooked it first. We're going to walk upwind for the river, and maybe we'll get on some deer before they get on us. Man, that stinks. It's tough, though. It's tough. You can't be the first one to spot every animal. There's going to be a lot of animals spooked by you. Not even intentionally. Shows how important visibility is. The further that we can see, the better chance we're going to have of getting on a deer before it gets on us. It's about to open up to some bigger water, so there's almost guaranteed to be some deer up here drinking. If all possible, I'd like to get one with a bow and arrow, but if it comes down to it and we just see a monster, our objective is to kill a giant deer, not to kill one with a bow. I guess we'll hop up on this beaver dam and just peek over and see if we can't see a big one or something. I think that's probably our best bet for killing one. We may have to shoot it with a 308. We may have to shoot it with the 30-30. But if all goes well, we might just get to shoot it with a bow. We don't know. I bet we're going to see something right here, though. Wow. I'm not seeing anything. This is bad. This is really bad. We're not seeing anything. Man, I thought we was going to see all kinds of stuff. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Nope, there's a beaver. That's not what we're after. We're not after beavers. And I just heard a wolf howl. So we may be in actual trouble right here. We may not make it out of Wisconsin. This is not the deer hunt I imagined in my head. We're moving spots. We're moving back to where we started. If the deer ain't there, the deer ain't there. We may just have to shoot an elk and take the penalty, buddy. Moment of truth. Let's see what we got. Do we see deer anywhere? If not, we're going to have to make a decision here. Gosh, that's the thing, dude. I ain't seeing deer nowhere. I'm just not seeing any deer anywhere. There's a lot of water here, and I'm not seeing a white-tailed deer on any of it. Wait, no. There's a deer. There's a deer. 268 yards. Oh, hold on, buddy. Hold on. Oh, I'm cooked right here. I gotta get up there. I gotta get up there. Ugh! Come on. Get up. I don't see the deer anymore. Come on. It's the only deer we've seen in Wisconsin the whole time. All right, whatever. We gotta move. Oh, man. We may have lost that deer. No. Because my guy fell off the cliff and was too lazy to climb back up. Yeah, okay. That's how it went, I guess. Get out of here, bear. Get out of here. There's a moose. There's a deer. All right, we're going to have to make it work. We're just going to have to take that shot. What is he? 226 yards away? It's our only option to kill a deer. Wait a minute. No, never mind. Let's see what we can do. See if we can get closer. We might be able to make this work. I seen some more deer with them. They were heading out, but this call might be able to bring them back. No, they're not interested. They're nervous. I think that bear got them nervous. That one's a 237. This one could actually be the biggest one. It's a very small deer herd, and then there's a gigantic moose up there. And then there's the mating call from a pheasant. We're not worried about that. This is literally the first deer we've seen on the whole map. So we're pretty excited about it. And if we can close it out right here, then we'll be where we need to be. They're not wanting to move though. If I needed to, I could take that shot with a rifle, but I would like to do it with a bow if I can get them to come in. They're still nervous, and it says they're still drinking. So I don't know if a big bear ran them off or what, but if they're not moving, I may just have to take that shot. They don't seem like they're calming down. I don't know. Let's see if we can do this, guys. This is a Hail Mary. But let's see if they'll sit still long enough for us to get close enough to take them with a bow. If I can get within 60 yards, I'll take that shot. All right, that is not a grunt call. Here it is. See your chat. He's still right there. He's 72 yards away. He's 72 yards away. If we can get a little bit closer, I'll take that shot with the bow. We might be able to make this happen in Wisconsin. He's still there. That's definitely the one we want. 60 yards away. We're just going to have the bow drawn and ready to go. Let's go ahead and range him. Stand up. We're going to take that shot immediately. Smoked it. I may have smoked them both. I may have got that one in the guts, but I think he's going down. I got that one in the guts. Hey, a gut shot will kill him, though. I think we just did that with a bow and arrow. And I think we might have killed 2 of them. Or we at least had the chance to kill 2 of them. One of them died right there. No way. One of them died right there. And the other one didn't go much further. Let's see. That was the one I hit the guts, but hey, I guess I hit the liver and it was enough to kill it. That one ended up being a 196, so actually runner-up. But that other one we killed, I think it has a lot more potential. It could have taken number 1. It went this way. It actually ran a lot further, even though I thought we hit it in a good spot. He didn't run that much further. We still got him. He's down right there. No wonder we couldn't see any bucks out there drinking. They were all scared from the bear. And he was a 217. I think that's the record. I think that's the biggest one of the game. No. Is it? Wait. The true score was 217. He ended up being a 14-pointer. I think the other one was 214. Yeah, so he would have also been a gold. Wisconsin would have actually beat the Kentucky. So honestly, I think we killed some pretty big deer. Still no great one, but not bad. Subscribe if you're not already, because we got some really cool gaming videos coming up. Or click right over here for some more deer hunting gaming videos.